Hey, punters, welcome to the first episode of the Broncos Finest podcast. I'm your host, Sean, joined today by Finchy and Corky, and we'll be us most of the time throughout this podcast, just going over our Broncos predictions, preseason predictions, whatever. We'll try to review each game, stuff like that. So anyways, how you boys doing?
Yeah,
Fantastic,
not so bad,
mate. Fantastic.
Beautiful. I wanted to touch on, what did you say?
I was going to say, Finchy, before you started recording, says I look like Wolverine today. So
Wolverine. Nickname you Wolverine then throughout the podcast, eh?
Yeah. So,
What do you mean only today, mate?
I don't know if that's going to stick or not.
We'll make it stick. We'll see how it goes anyway. We'll have to
Get a few commentary.
Yeah, we'll think of a few different nicknames throughout the podcast, I guess. But I suppose today we just wanted to touch on a few different topics, just with the Broncos preseason, I suppose how we feel like it's went, average, I guess, and then go over a few other things. Yeah, I guess. But again, we know trials mean not too much. But we're going to go over the trials, how we feel like it went, the best team possible. We'll give our first 5-round prediction, and then I suppose where we feel as if we may finish, I suppose, to sum it up. So let's get into it, boys. We've watched a bit of the trials, and how do we feel like we went over the? I suppose I mainly just watched the Broncos Cowboys game, which I wasn't a very big fan of, but also the Titans a bit as well too. How do you feel like we went over those two games?
Well, 0 tackling for starters in the last game. The first game was all right. Bit of ball movement there, but we're playing a terrible team anyway. I don't know what we're going to do next week. What do you reckon, Corky?
I don't know. Honestly, it's either Queensland teams have got a lot better in the off season, or we're in for another hard one. Looking at it,
Yeah,
wasn't impressive.
The Titans game was hard to judge. Like, we played pretty rubbish to start and then came back, but I feel like we came back as some of our younger players came on the field. We didn't do as well with our main team or our first team on the field. Again, we can't really talk too much because we didn't have Reynolds there. We do realise how much a big impact he's actually going to have on the side when he comes in. But the fact that we don't even have like our halves pairing set like the week before kickoff, that frustrates me.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah, it just goes to show that unless they do and they're just trying to do the whole media thing and just sort of ruffle a few feathers and stuff and make the other teams a bit unsure, I guess. But I don't think it really matters to any other teams who plays 5'8". It's not really going to make much of a difference. None of them are real standouts. I mean, I think Reynolds has already touched on saying that Kelly was probably going to be the best 5'8" partner because he's similar to Cody Walker, I suppose, from back in the Rabbits.
Yeah, but does that mean they're gonna find him out because they play the same way as he plays at Souths, or how's that going to work? Because they've got better ball runners down there. Our guys don't know where to run the ball. They're like sort of one-hit wonders. They want the ball early, whereas Souths they'll get the ball at the line. So they play different. They play completely differently.
Yeah, we saw.
I think it's going to work.
I think we saw a bit of that though from the first. Let's just say the Broncos Cowboys game in particular. I personally liked how Carrigan played. Obviously, Haas, don't really need to talk about him. We know he's going to show up every week. Hetherington as well too. Looked good to me. Flegler's not going to be there, I think, for the first game or two. I think Ricky maybe, and then Capewell. I don't think Capewell really stood out too much to me. Even I think he's just going to be a safe player.
Yeah,
he's getting used to a new club too.
Yeah, exactly. And he might not have
time to be right.
Yeah, he might not have put 100% in the trials, but he's going to be someone who's safe in terms of defence. And he can run the odd good hole in that here and there, especially close to the line. So, I think
Oates. He's on the outer.
Who?
What's he done wrong? Corey Oates.
I just don't trust him under the high ball.
Yeah, he's just scummy as fuck.
I don't trust any of them under the high ball. All 18 of them.
Honestly, Oates is fine as a winger to me. When he catches the ball, I'm sweet, because you know he's going to run hard, and there's every chance he breaks the line here and there. But under that high ball, he just looks so nervous. He looks like a 15-year-old fullback, going to run back against a real big side. He just looks scared.
Who gets our sets on to the then?
as you're growing up, you always had that one Gumby kid in the team that, like, every time the ball was near him, you think, "Ah, fuck."
Yeah, he looks like
That's
he's
Corey
about to
Oates.
his own feet, but he's been good in the past.
Already roasted one person. It's only been like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But like, who runs the ball out? Who gets the heavy carries out of our end? After a kick, Pereira. That's about it.
Pereira's a workhorse. I think he needs to be selected for that reason.
Yeah, but like they're only going to kick to one side. What happens there? They kick to the other side all the time. Who's on the other wing? Cobbo. No, what's his name? Oh, Cobbo's actually going to play wing, I reckon.
Reports today say that Sarko is going to play fullback by the looks of it, and then maybe push Cobbo to the wing main. Probably, yeah.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, well,
Sarko is good, but he's not.
She'll be the other way around, but
Yeah.
Anyways, we sort of so just off the trials, I don't feel too confident. I think we all noticed that, we just didn't show the effort that we're expecting. Like, there was a few kicks that went over that the boys just seemed to have no interest in even trying to catch or go anywhere near the ball. And then that was the one that Homer scored off the back of. That was shocking. I think it was communication there by Cobbo and Pereira. I think it was. I can't exactly remember. Just like stuff that got us in this rut in the first place, not lack of effort, just no urgency, the simple shit.
Exactly. That's why we went so well this year or last year. Effort.
Yeah. Anyways,
effort
we'll try to skim over the trials because I don't want to touch too much on that because it's not supposed to mean too much, right? So I suppose we'll just rate till round one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose let's just briefly go over our best team. I know we already mentioned a few players, but who do you boys see starting? Who do you feel like, not who do you feel like is going to start, but who do you think would be the best winger and fullback combination?
Winger and
fullback.
For me, get off.
Yeah, Cobbo is definitely in fullback for me.
Yeah.
Even you got Jesse Arthurs as well.
No,
he's pretty quick on his feet.
He's at the Warriors.
I was going to say he's terrible anyway. Go back to Manchester where he's playing.
Well, Cobbo at fullback, I think, then Pereira on the wing, and I guess Oates, I think as well. I think just put him there just for the experience.
Or you can, I don't know, on the bench as a back row. He wants to play back row, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but. Again.
Could do, but he needs to put on a bit of muscle if he's going to do that.
Yeah.
I think that's past him anyway. I suppose we're on the greens for that for the most part anyway. What about centres then? We've got Staggs and Farnworth. Are you both happy with that? Do you feel like that's what we do the whole season if they're both injury free?
I think I was thinking of Farnworth.
What's that?
Hopefully they stay injury free.
Yeah, exactly.
Both of them,
Both of them injury prone, I guess. Greens for that. I suppose your halves pairing then. Who partners Reynolds in the halves?
So I'd love to see Gamble in there, but you can put him somewhere else because he's just not. I don't think he's the right fit for Reynolds, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'd love to see him in there. But
if it was completely up to me, I'd be choosing Ezra Mam, definitely, especially for a long term prospect. I don't understand why some other team like the Roosters can field Walker from 18 years old, but we have to wait 3 years to start someone young. Why can't we just put someone in the team as well too, knowing that he's probably going to be our long-term arse replacement, right?
Yeah, and just bleed him in early.
But instead, we need to opt for they need to have experience. So we don't chuck them in. And I know it can wreck someone's confidence, I guess. Obviously Ash Taylor's a prime example of that, right? But I still feel as if we're going to look long term, then someone like him should be coming in straight away. But I think Kelly, for me personally, just because of that, what we talked about before about him, and I think Reynolds seems to favour him as well. But if Reynolds isn't going to start this first game, if he's going to miss out, then I feel like we need to be more defensive minded and put a bigger body in there, like Gamble or something, rather than fielding Kelly and Walters. They're just going to get trampled though.
Yeah,
it's almost like Milford all over again. You'd find Milford out in defence easy.
Yeah. So like that big
He
bunk
should.
forward pack is just going to run straight. Like he's just going to target him all day. Like if you chuck someone a bit like gamble, you play lock. You know.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll be back in a sec.
All right.
You keep talking.
Keep going. But yeah, personally for me, I feel like Reynolds and Kelly are the way to go.
That'd be the safest option, I reckon.
No. I think forward pack's fairly set. I think I'm pretty happy and content with where we looked. I suppose in the trial, the Broncos Cowboys trial, but I wasn't too happy with I suppose how we played in that.
Back bitches.
Changed the team a lot. So for me, I suppose if you're looking at sort of like second rows of the lock, I'd be going with Ricky, Capewell, and Hetherington at the 13.
Can't disagree.
Yeah. That's it's the safest team we can put on there. I'll just I reckon Husk's got to play less minutes in the front row to have more of an impact.
So like playing like your typical starting, take him off for that like just before half time, just after half time, then bring it back on for the last third.
I reckon because he's just going
to
get
like,
too quick.
Like 30 minutes.
He can play 80 minutes, but he's not playing 100% at 80 minutes. You know what I mean?
Someone like Carrigan, I think, needs to be on for longer minutes. Like he's someone that can he's fit. And he needs to be that sort of like similar body to like sort of Corey Parker, maybe come off for a short spell, but be playing like 65, 70 minutes, you know, and then he's trying to develop that offload in his game. You can tell from the trials as well.
Yeah. Well, he needs to. Just about every other lock does, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
that's
even a bit late there.
I prefer him at prop, actually.
Carrigan?
Yeah.
He's a quality player. He's just had a couple of injuries in the last couple of years, that's all.
Yeah, that's it.
But, and he's young, so
he does turn up.
That'll change, you know, bit of experience, like another year on his belt. He'll get a bit more confidence with that sort of stuff. The second phase plays, you know, even out the back as a second shift, second block. Like he can, all he's got to do is develop like a cutout pass or something, and he's no worse than, well, as good as Jake Javojevic. Really, that's all he does. He just hangs out the back and.
Which he's developed his game just like that. Like he is that. I suppose Isaiah Yeo as well too, similar to that in that sense. I know they're both locks, and we're saying he's a prop, but like both of them are like sort of like the middlemen, and you don't know whether they're going to run or they're going to pass. Where someone who just runs alone, like I suppose he didn't have that in him last season, so like you know for a fact he's just going to run the ball. There's no other option there, right?
Yeah, that's right. In this day and age, every single player in the park should be able to throw a cutout pass or a backdoor pass, I reckon. Just about every bloke on the field. All the good teams do it. All their front rowers can pass, or their second rowers can pass.
Yep.
You know, look at Melbourne and Roosters. Every one of their guys.
Knew you were going to say
I won't bang on about them too much. It upsets you boys.
Yeah, it's done.
I might change his background.
Get lost. What about Hooker then? What do you think, Corky? Do you agree on Corey Pace as Hooker?
Yeah, Turpin's got to go, mate. We would have benefited from Breed Marnie.
Oh,
if
we had him
in the
offseason, but I know I would have loved someone like him, but he's definitely the Eels. You know, I think he's the Eels long term now, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But,
plus, he's a Queensland hooker too, so you could have done something decent there. You know, kept the Queenslander in Queensland, but.
I personally feel like that's the one we needed to bolster the most. I feel like we needed to sign a hooker over the off season. I feel like that's one position we really have lacked in a long time. Like I don't remember the last time we had a really decent hooker.
Who was old mate who played in the grand final for Wynnum last year? They should have got him. He's a gun. Like he's like 27, but he's probably like the best hooker I've seen for a long time. I reckon he shits all over Mahoney.
I'm not sure.
Mahoney.
No, you mean.
Yeah, it's hard because I feel like we've just signed too many. Like I know he's like you said he's 27, but I feel like we've just signed too many players over the last few years that like are sort of coming to the end of their term and then they're sort of they're past their prime.
Yeah. Well, how many halfbacks do we have at the moment too? And wingers.
You got players player.
Ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure. Q Cup. I'm pretty sure you got players player.
Yeah, it's just hard to. It's hard to bleed someone from the Q Cup that's unproven in the NRL, I suppose, in the position that we're in.
we still have
We can't
Carmichael
have
home?
work decisions.
No.
We signed an unproven coach for 5 years. Like, what's the harm in signing one bloke for 150 grand? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's plenty of options we could have taken, but anyways.
Full C,
yeah, I suppose that's basically what we've listed there. Is pretty much essentially the team they've got set really, but I just don't feel like we have a massive amount of options, regardless. We have a few like younger fellas coming through, but again, like, do you bleed in? Like, do you pull them on too early? Like, is it Piacora? I think and he played like a game or a few minutes last year. Like someone like him, I would love to be able to bring him in. Just a few games this season, and then potentially look at playing him more minutes next season. Because obviously, as we know, this is a longer term project. We're not going to be killing it this year. Just not going to happen. But I think we just want to see them around the 8 and competing at least, right?
I reckon make top 8.
First couple of rounds.
Well, okay.
First couple of rounds will be rough, but
let's get into that now then. Yeah, I'll get into that now then. What do you feel like then for the first 5 rounds? What's our predictions for these first 5 games that we've got? I'll read them through quickly now, but obviously we start off with the Rabbits Friday night. Different Rabbits side to what obviously they have been last year, obviously with Mary Reynolds missing. So new halfback, Latrell's not there. I reckon there's a chance for sure. Then we sort of go on to facing the Dogs in round 2, obviously winnable game. Cowboys again, winnable in round 3. Who we got after that? Warriors in round 4, again winnable, and then the Roosters in round 5. So I feel like for the first 5 rounds, it's like 4 of these games are probably winnable. I don't know about the Roosters because I feel like they're finishing top 2 this year personally, probably with the Storm or the Panthers. But like those other 4 games, they are definitely winnable.
I reckon we're gonna have a hard time against the Bulldogs.
What's that? Sorry.
I reckon we'll have a hard time against the Bulldogs, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we're not sure against the Dogs yet because like they played in the trial and they played terrible. But again, I think they did have a few players missing. They did chop and change the team around a bit. Looks like we've done the right thing in selling Pangai because he showed his his bad side already. Like, what did he get sent off or something in the first?
Season hadn't even started yet, and he's already done.
He already punched someone, yeah. So his hot head came back out again. But yeah, I suppose, just looking at those.
He would have fitted in well in the 90s.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about the suspensions back then.
Nah.
But I think, what do you think then? Out of the first 5 rounds, I'm going to say I'd be happy with 3 out of 5 of those games won.
Yeah, I reckon.
Depends who's available tomorrow. I reckon, like, if Reynolds and that don't play because they're crook, we lose terribly. If he does play...
I don't know. Rabbits didn't play that well in the trials either.
Yeah, they got beat by the Dragons in the Charity Shield.
Yeah, well, they had most of their A-grade side out, didn't they?
No, they played pretty full-strength squad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
it's hard. If I were to... there's my bold prediction. I reckon we'll lose that one, to be honest. It'll be close, but we'll lose it. It'll be like 2 points. Yeah.
Oh, but to be fair, I would still like to see it be close. If it was close, I think I'd still be content. I'd be happy.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get smashed. I think it'll be close. It'll be like 2 points or something, I reckon.
Well,
as long as you know the effort's there.
I hope it's not, but
Yeah, as long as the effort's there, that's it. As long as we show good signs, I'm happy. And I reckon personally for me, if we potentially just lose this game against the Bunnies, well, hopefully we win. But if we lose it, I want to win the next 3 before the Roosters.
Yeah, the next 3 I'm more confident. But yeah, the Roosters. I reckon the Roosters and the Rabbits, they'll be close either way. We'll either win by 2 or lose by 2. I don't know. It'll just be a grind.
They normally they do all right against the Roosters, the Broncos.
Yeah, we've had a good run against them. Yeah, the last few seasons.
Yeah. So hopefully it keeps going.
Oh yeah. We'll see. But they've got a good side. Like Tedesco and Keary are both healthy. Potentially like Suwali, Sam Walker. Like your Crichton. You've got some decent players there, Radley as well. So yeah, it'll be hard. Anyways, where do you believe so where do you think we will finish then this season? Let's just sort of like give an exact number. Don't just say top 8, bottom 8, whatever. Give an exact number where you feel like we'll finish this season.
I go 5th.
Oh.
Yeah, 5th.
Fucking stole the words out of my mouth.
Fuck off, Wolverine.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I'm gonna say that we're gonna get in the 8 in like the last round on like for and against or something.
Yeah, just fall into the 8.
Yeah,
That's a confidence booster, Sean.
No, I think I see it as a more long-term project. If Reynolds is here for a few seasons, I feel like that it will come into our own next season and like really have a dig. But we can still make a run from 8th position. Like, there's no reason as to why we can't do that. We're one of those sides that are going to be unpredictable, I believe.
I think
have like a Parramatta year where we make grand final.
Parramatta.
Now have like a Parramatta year, like will we finish 8th and make the grand final? Reckon that'll happen?
That's a bold prediction. If anyone watches this video, if we get a few views on this, I feel like there'll have a few people have a dig on us about that.
put the house on it.
Yeah, we'll probably cop a lot of shit, but especially with you giving your 13 plus predictions every week, Finch, I think. Sure.
I'll sign up to my betting page, boys. That's the only bet there.
Yeah. Well,
there's no other markets.
Like we talked before the video started, why don't we do like a bit of a, like, let's just say like a bet before this Broncos Rabbits game. Let's do a bold prediction, like a bit of a bet before the game. And what do we all reckon? Obviously we know Finch is going 13 plus, yeah?
Oh, fine. I'll do a real one then. I'll go Broncos to win by 2.
2. What do you think?
Broncos to win by 2.
Win by a try, I reckon. There'll be a try in it. I don't know who's going to win, but I'm hoping the Broncos.
Yeah, well, we can't bet against them, right? We're not going to do a bet. Like, even though we both said that would probably potential for us to lose, we're going to do at least a bet where we think we're going to win, right? I'll
we should.
What's that?
It's been a rough few seasons.
Should like put a cutout in the video where it's like the sports bet market for each week.
Yeah, we could if we can if we're allowed to do that. Yeah.
Get Joel Kane on board.
Yeah, we'll have to get Joel Kane on board. Yeah.
Sending a message on Instagram.
Good, yeah. I think I'm gonna go. I'll say we'll win. Within 1 to 13, but I'm gonna go for Payne Haas to cross over for a try because he didn't do it all of last year, and I reckon he's just gonna have a really good game, and I feel like he'll get over the line in the first round.
Didn't he score last year?
I don't know if honestly don't think he scored. If he did, it's 1 or 2.
Fuck, that's terrible form for him.
He doesn't need to be the guy that scores, but does he?
That's all we had.
I reckon. Yeah. It goes the same as last season, I reckon, where like Broncos played really well against the Eels in the first half, but shit second half.
Yeah, I know. Like that first game, we were all at the Caxton, weren't we? we were all going all the Eels fans and rubbing it in and everything, having a laugh. We copped it at the end of that game for sure. Oh god. But yeah, I suppose if you boys are keen, we'll try to do one more video. I think before the game starts, or before the Thursday game at least. And I want to do a prediction of just the whole ladder, I guess. If we is keen to do that. If not, even one or two of us can jump on, and we'll just sort of try to keep consistent content coming. I want to do some reactions of each game. At least one of us do a reaction of each game. I think we don't have all to jump on, and then just try to get some videos up here and there throughout the season.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. We'll try to keep these videos somewhat short, I guess, but also let's try to keep this going regardless if anyone's watching or not, right? We'll just try to keep this going along, and hopefully...
it's a little bit of fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully a few people are watching and they enjoy our view, and obviously if you can, just comment below on each video and just give us something to talk about each week, I guess, and
it's pretty I know it's weird when we're filming it, but this is what we just talk about normally. So it's not that.
And instead of going to the pub and having a few beers doing it, we're just doing it online, right?
The only difference is Finchy's always got a 13 plus on the Broncos.
I'm just a better fan than you two, that's all.
Just more realistic, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're just more realistic. Just so everyone knows that every time Finchy put that horror first season that we had, Finchy put a 13+ bet on every game. And then I think when he didn't, I'm pretty sure the game that he didn't, I'm pretty sure we won our first match that year.
Hey, remember that Manly one? Remember the Manly one we watched at your place out near the pool area? We were coming back and I put the live bet on and we lost.
I lost by like fucking 40 or like that.
No, we're coming back, weren't we? Wasn't it like in the second half we were coming back and then
actually no, yeah, we did too that game. Yeah, no, we did too. That we started to come back and then they broke our hearts.
I'm pretty sure I put a live bet on, and then after that was it. No,
see that when Jack Bird done his ACL?
Might have been back
that
game
or
I don't know.
He was signed on with us in that season though.
Yeah, well, that wasn't that like that was the first that was like the first game we thought we might have won towards the end of it to get off the bottom. Like in that terrible year we had, and then I put the bet on halfway through, and then we've gotten smashed in the end.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
no more 13+ bets, Finchy. It's your fault.
Yeah, no.
I just won't tell you. How about that? I won't announce it. Maybe that's the problem. I announce it.
Yep, you're giving us some sort of hoodoo, eh? We need to get away from that.
Well, maybe they should just win me some money. It's not that hard.
All right, I think we'll wrap it up there, boys. We don't want the video to get too long. We'll just bore people. But we'll try to get another video out, I suppose, soon. Just about maybe a preseason prediction about the whole NRL, I guess, maybe something like that. If not, we can just keep it all towards Broncos and keep an eye out at mine.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, to the few people that do end up watching this, hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, comment below if you have any questions for us to run through the next videos, and like and subscribe, and let's get us to 100,000. Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
All right, boys. We'll see you in the next video.